we love to chat business, of course, right? We love to talk about all the different things that are going on in the world of business. And we were talking about labor shortages and the challenge of finding good labor and how many people are living at the farm, and how many people are involved, and all the different things that are going with that. And we were really, really, really focused on the economics of pizza. So
We're also Italian, though. I mean, it's just in our blood.
Well,
we
look,
can't not talk about pizza.
I already mentioned the prosciutto. Clearly, with a name like Marcangelo. Yes, I am of Italian descent. We're both of Italian descent. We love pizza, and one of the things that we have at the farm is a pizza oven. And one of the things that we're starting to get going, and I was talking to Leo about, is how I want to dominate the pizza game, but in a very different way than like you just show up and order whatever thing. I want to we're thinking about doing pizza on tap, what we call pizza on tap. I think it was Hugo, one of the guys at the farm, who came up with that line. It was just like the pizza's flying out so fast that it was like pizza on tap. And we're thinking about doing kind of all you can eat pizza.
Oh, I can eat a lot of pizza.
And we're thinking about not only doing all you can eat pizza, but doing it as a disruptive model that inherently is focused on giving it away. Taking what's out of the garden, I said this earlier, farm to oven. We're going straight from it's on the plant to it's chopped to it's in the pizza to it's in the oven. That's it. And we're trying to motivate more and more people to participate in common projects that are happening at the farm. Things like chopping the wood, or putting wood chips on the path, or taking care of the pigs or the chickens, or helping us plant or harvest things, or garlic or whatever. Like, there's so many things that are happening that we're really focused on a gift economy like scenario. Now, let's go over why I think that makes the most amount of sense. Okay, why are we going to give away pizza? Why are we going to eventually sell pizza? Why are we going with pizza as the core fabric of our production? Well, look, although we do not grow every ingredient that grows on the pizza, we don't grow flour, we don't produce our own flour, we don't grow things like olive oil because we just can't. But we do have a source. We have a source directly from Greece. We're getting literal giant jugs of olive oil coming directly from a regenerative farm in Greece through my friend Vivian Kalaxilos, who has another friend who has, I guess, an olive farm in Greece. So we're getting our own direct imported from Greece olive oil. But basically everything else, other than the cheese, also, I guess, yeah, not the cheese, everything else grows at the farm. The tomatoes, the peppers, the whatever, the eggplant that you want to put on your thing, everything else that we can put, we could throw it on the pizza. We can take what is the freshest, most juiciest thing that's growing and put it right into the pizza.
And prosciutto. And
meats and different things. I mean, we could put eggs on pizza if we want. We're even starting to do dessert pizzas. Again, we don't grow sugar and stuff, but we just think that pizza makes an enormous amount of sense. We've got the firewood that we're literally receiving for free from arborists that we just chop up, and the people who are taking care of that, Stavros and Alain, doing a phenomenal job chopping up firewood for not only our little bonfires at night and our discussions and different things, but also for the pizza oven. And that now says that we have a fuel source that's free. We have a restaurant that grows the food farm so we're lowering our cost around everything. Like, although I'm spending more and more money and the farm is spending more and more money, it's making more and more money too, but we're spending more and more money on infrastructure, we are in a position where everyone else in the world is paying more money for everything. Inflation is at all-time high. Well, I don't want to say all-time highs, but all-time in the last 30 years high minimum, okay? And we're seeing mass inflation, and yet we're driving costs down. We're gaining a competitive edge. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The price of food is going to continue to rise. Okay, with climate change and all these other things, carbon taxes, all this kind of stuff, we spoke about it, I think, in episode 1 and 2. There's a lot of reasons why I think food prices are going to continue to rise. There's definitely reasons why energy prices are rising. I think I saw it was at 2.9%. Let me quote. Let me not quote me.
Yeah, let's get the real numbers.
How much did
Hydro-Quebec
prices rise in 2023? 3%. For residential customers, the 3% rate increase April 1st, 2023 amounts to a $228 a month for 3-bedroom apartment. Okay. Now, that's not that much, but 3% on an $8,000 bill starts to frickin' add up. Okay. And if you do 3% upon 3% upon 3% every year, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Our costs are going down. Your costs are going up. And I say your costs because I'm assuming you probably don't have solar panels, but maybe you should. Maybe you should consider it if you own a house or whatever, farm or whatever. The math is making more sense here, ladies and gents. Okay. And the math around pizza and having a free fuel source to cook that pizza that is literally being delivered to us, and all we need to do is chop the thing. And, we have a lot of volunteers, a lot of support on the farm, and a lot of goodwill on the farm, because that's one of the number one things that we grow beyond garlic and honey and all these other things that are flying off our shelves, eggs and stuff, is how can we take the freshest possible food at the ripest possible moment that has the most possible nutrients and feed our community that's supporting us? And rather than sell it all the time and only think about it from the perspective of how much money we can make, what about the money that we save? Right? The number of volunteers that come and are fed and are just given so many coffees and pizzas and whatever it is, if I had to pay every one of those people, let's say the average person comes and helps for 3 hours. And let's say that they're unqualified help because maybe they're helping us out with stuff that they don't necessarily know. Okay? Let's even think that it's worth 1 hour of their work. Well, minimum wage in Quebec, what, $15.50? 15?
Like that.
Minimum wage? I don't know. This is how far removed I am from the reality of minimum wage Quebec, okay? Minimum wage Quebec is $15.25 an hour. Okay, so let's say they're giving $15.25 minimum wage, which none of these people deserve. They all deserve more. But let's say it would have cost me $15.25 to pay somebody who volunteered for an hour's worth of work if they were qualified, let's say, but 3 hours worth of work that they maybe helped us out on average. Some people more, some people less. Some people give us days, some people give weekends, some people give us seasons worth of support. To give them free pizza, it costs way less money than $15.25 an hour. Okay? The goodwill and the economics around being generous are actually better than the economics of if I gave people money for all the hours that they worked and I sold them the pizza at the end of the day. Okay? It just is. Now, you might say, well, what if you only paid a qualified person to work for 1 hour for $15.25 an hour and then they paid you $20 for the pizza? Well, here's the thing. If they're working for $15.25 an hour, they can't afford the $20 pizza. And nobody's coming to work for only 1 hour or 3 hours or 2 hours. So you have to pay them on a regular basis, a minimum part-time, or remote, in most cases, full-time. And if they're qualified, they're going to want to get paid more than $15.25 an hour. So the economics of goodwill make way more fucking sense than just trying to maximize money all the time. If you're growing tomatoes just to sell tomatoes, you want to be rich off tomatoes, good fucking luck. Good luck. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in... Now, you want to go industrial? Sure. Can you make money farming? Absolutely. We're doing it. We made it, okay? We're making it happen. But man, we are getting so much more done, and we are stacking that value into the future by investing it in our community, investing in infrastructure, investing it in things that drive costs down, like solar panels, like producing our own meats now, and our own eggs, and our own this, and our own honey, and our own everything. And then supporting the entrepreneurs and the people who are doing that by selling their product or buying their product or guaranteeing, and this is how I do about it, I guarantee I buy every drop of honey that the beekeeper produces. I guarantee I buy every egg that the chicken produces, that the farmers that are helping me with that, they have a bit of a revenue stream. And so we're creating an ecosystem that inherently is trying to remove the amount of transactions that we have in cash that lowers your taxation bracket, because when I charge you and you charge me, we both pay taxes in both directions. Okay? But if we can remove that and barter a little bit more, now the economics of pizza and back to the economics of the farm start to look a little bit different. You want to understand that in a place like Canada, everything is about avoiding costs if you can. It's not always about how much more money you can make. It's about how much money you can save. And the best way to save money, legally, fully legally, is taxes. Try and save on taxes. Spend as much as you make, so reduce your tax run because you keep investing into the future. Okay, just constantly have a long-term mindset, constant. If you make $200,000, spend $200,000. Do you know what your tax bill is at the end of the year? Zero. Do you know what your tax bill is when you sell products that you grow? Well, you don't charge taxes on the products that you grow unless you transform them to do certain things. But if you sell them raw, like our garlic, for example, we don't charge you tax. And that's, again, this is fully legal. But when we buy stuff, because we have tax numbers, we get their taxes back. So all of a sudden, the government is paying us. All of a sudden, we are carbon sequestering. All of a sudden, we're going to qualify for tax credits that other people are going to pay and that we're not going to pay. All of a sudden, our energy bills are going down while everyone else is going up. All of a sudden, our food costs are going down while everyone else is going up. Now, that's playing out in 2023. It also played out over the last couple of years, too. But it's playing out bigger and bigger and bigger 2023. So when you're going up and we're coming down, the gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know what that gap is? That gap, ladies and gentlemen, competitive advantage.
I thought you would say pizza.
It should be.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I believe that our competitive advantage is actually pizza. And pizza in this case is a symbol of generosity. Our biggest competitive advantage, the number one thing we grow at Valhalla Farms is goodwill. The number one strategy we have for marketing and storytelling is goodwill, is generosity. You know, somebody like Stefan, who's at the farm, one of the core primary farmers, really, literally could not build Valhalla without him. We survived years that literally couldn't have existed, and infrastructure that was made by Stefan is unbelievable, okay? Now, I picked up a lot of slack since then, but he really carried the team, and so did I in my own way, in the management and other things, and then also in labor, and also in planting a shit ton. But all of this is growing our community's wealth. And I truly see that every dollar in everyone's pocket is a dollar saved in their pocket, or a dollar made in their pocket is a dollar that's supporting our overall economics and health and well-being as a whole. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the disruption